so much to explore all over Azerbaijan. Multicultural landmarks, ancient monuments. Find your own path. Through fascinating history and culture, with color and texture that excites and enchants, unique and unrivaled arts and crafts, uncover new dimensions, and embark on an unforgettable journey that could last forever. Azerbaijan, take another look.
Good morning. I have Mr. Bahruz with me. He's the Deputy CEO of Azerbaijan Tourism Board. Bahruz, how are you doing this morning?
Thank you very much. Doing great and very happy joining you today to speak about Azerbaijan and our upcoming projects in India.
Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure talking to you this morning. Bahruz is a master's degree in international event management, is currently Deputy CEO in the Tourist Board, but worked in a company as incoming MICE director, I believe, and also in Baku European Games Committee. So
yes,
the multi-dimensional person, I would say. You have worked in different area. You have quite good knowledge in different area to handle this Tourist Board, I believe, and also Ministry of Culture. You have worked for a year. Yes, great. So you can imagine my first question would be how you are handling this situation, this trying time.
Indeed, it was very challenging this past years with the start of the pandemic, but we are very hopeful about 2022 because we already see increase in the numbers. We already see people booking more trips to Azerbaijan, and not only to Azerbaijan, we can see this tendency all across the world. Obviously, with the vaccination program being rolled out, a lot of people getting vaccinated, and we see generally the numbers of COVID cases decreasing, which also opens a way for tourism and travel. There have been a lot of challenges during this period. I mean, it was very. It's not usual for people when someone tells them, okay, no, you cannot travel anymore, and that's why we during this period we've also tried to do a lot of projects to accommodate this desire of the people to see more and to learn more about the countries before they can travel. I'll also speak about this project a bit later, but during this pandemic period we've also been doing a lot of projects with our partners in different countries to keep Azerbaijan on top of mind for travelers, and also to make sure that the travel restrictions to Azerbaijan are easier and they are not as challenging as in other countries, where one day you can travel to the country, the next day you cannot travel to the country because the regulations change constantly. So in Azerbaijan it was very straightforward from the very beginning. In the beginning we started off with a very little number of the countries, let's say with 5 countries, main potential markets like Turkey and Russia, and the only requirement to travel to Azerbaijan was to have a PCR test and to get vaccinated, and if you had these 2 items ready, you could travel to Azerbaijan. And since 2021 we've been increasing the number of the countries that can travel to Azerbaijan, and right now more than 90 countries the citizens and the permanent residents in their countries can actually travel to Azerbaijan with presenting the COVID vaccination certificate about recovery of COVID-19, and with the negative PCR test, they can all travel to Azerbaijan. And with these recent additions, we also have India on the list, which is very good news for us and for our partners in India, and we are very excited about it.
Indeed, it is a good news that India has also started the international flight. All the international flights are now allowed to come in and out of India. Okay, when you said vaccinated, so do you respect all the vaccines produced by different countries? What about India?
It's actually very easy. The vaccines that have been recognized by the World Health Organizations, and the list you can also see on our Azerbaijan.travel website, because we update it on regular basis. So the vaccines such as Sputnik, Coronavac, Pfizer, and the other Johnson & Johnson and others, with basically, if you are considered full vaccinated, then you can travel to Azerbaijan.
That's great. Tell me, what are the marketing strategies you have opted during this time to promote the tourist board, beside participation in international travel shows?
When the pandemic hit us, we were actually seeing great numbers from India before the pandemic. If we look at the statistics of 2019, we could see that there was a 67% increase from India to Azerbaijan in the number of travelers, and it actually showed great interest to Azerbaijan. So when pandemic started, we were also trying to accommodate this interest from the Indian market towards Azerbaijan. So we started off our project called Azerbaijan 101, which is an online platform giving a lot of information about the tourism Azerbaijan and also presenting different products. So the travel experts and the travel operators can roll into the program, can pass the course, and upon completion of the course they get tested, and once they basically pass the test, they get a certificate as Azerbaijan tourism expert on Azerbaijan. And it has been very popular among let's say Indian tour operators, because the most certificates were actually received were given to the Indian tour operators and Indian travel agencies, which was also very promising. This was one of the projects we did back then. Also on our websites, such as Azerbaijan.travel and Salambaku.travel, which is the website for Baku city tourism, we started off the virtual tours. So the visitors of the website could actually experience what Azerbaijan has to offer in terms of tourism product, the sightseeing, and so on and so forth. We've been also cooperating very closely with our global marketing promotional campaigns in cooperation with renowned international travel platforms such as Expedia, Wigo, Skyscanner, Denata, and others. We've been very closely working with our travel and trade partners, and organized a lot of B2B meetings for them, so that they can get in touch with local companies in Azerbaijan. We've been also organizing a lot of fan trips, both mainly virtual during this period, but we already started having an actual fan trips to Azerbaijan as well. And during this press and trade farm trips, they could learn about Azerbaijan. They could actually see the product and get in touch with the local companies here, proceed with their let's say projects. Also, we've been supporting a lot of filming in Azerbaijan, specifically for popular TV shows that were dedicated to Azerbaijan, and also there were a lot of culinary shows, there were a lot of travel shows that have been traveling to Azerbaijan and actually shooting what it has to offer.
Well, tell me something. As you have very clear idea and knowledge in mice, let me ask you a question. Do you think your country is equipped enough to handle large mice group, and what you are offering for incoming mice group?
Absolutely. Azerbaijan is a great destination for both leisure and mass tourism. And as I said, if we look at the numbers coming from India, the main chunk of the tourists we were getting from Indian market were actually the mice groups, because the country and also the tour operators here and the travel agency here in Azerbaijan, they were very well equipped to handle different mice request. Apart from that, I have to mention that Azerbaijan, in Baku and in the regions of Azerbaijan, such as in Gabala and other places, there are a lot of 5- and 4-star, 3-star international brand hotels, such as like Four Seasons, Fairmont. Now we are having one of a great hotel coming up. Ritz-Carlton is opening in Baku. Also, infrastructure is very well because government has been investing a lot in developing the infrastructure further and also connecting it to the regions. So it's not only Baku when you come to see Azerbaijan, but also it's also the regions that you can easily travel, which is 1.5 hour away from Baku. And also in Baku there are a lot of activities that groups who travel to Azerbaijan can experience, starting with the masterclass up to like VIP experiences and so on and so forth.
Great. Beside India, I understand India is a very big market for you. What are the most important inbound market for your country?
Just to give you a brief information, Azerbaijan Tourism Board was established in 2018, and the moment we were established, we did a quick factor analysis to understand what are the potential markets for Azerbaijan, and among them were Russia, European countries such as Germany, Turkey, India, China, and of course GCC countries from the Middle East. And after we implemented our different marketing campaigns and different collaborations, we saw a significant increase from each of the region. After the pandemic, now just because the borders are open, compared to 2020, we can see a significant increase from each of the markets again. Obviously, it's not at the same numbers as in 2019 when we hit the record number of above 3 million tourists to Azerbaijan, but we can see a significant increase compared to 2020 in 2021, and we continue seeing this trend in 2022 already. And for this year, our main markets are Turkey, Russia, India, China, Germany, and Middle Eastern countries such as Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates.
Do you speculate the number of incoming tourists in 2022? Is it going to reach at least 50% of pre-COVID?
We see 2022 as the start of the recovery for Azerbaijan. I mean, yes, if compared to 2019, we don't have the same numbers from each country, but in specific cases such as Saudi Arabia, we can actually see increase more than the pre-pandemic period. So we actually see a lot of interest from different markets, and we believe that this trend will continue, especially with the Indian market. We see the moment the borders got opened, a lot of tour operators and our partners in India contacted us, and we've been also in close contact with them. We already started working on different projects, how to position Azerbaijan further on in the Indian market, and also what products we have to offer, because Azerbaijan has been known in India mainly as mice and leisure, let's say, market, but we have a lot of plans to also position Azerbaijan as the great destination for families, for leisure travel, for single woman travel. I mean, the woman group travel, and so on and so forth.
Your sustainable tourism projects are very interesting. Can you highlight a couple for our readers?
from the very beginning, we've been very sensitive about this topic, about the sustainability and the positioning of Azerbaijan as a destination that with a lot of curated experiences. I wouldn't say Azerbaijan has been marked as a mass tourism destination from the very beginning, and in this regards, we've been continuing our projects. I want to speak about some of them, which I believe are very exciting. One of them is the birdwatching project that we've been working closely with the local international birding expert and Azerbaijan Ornithological Society, and we have established a certified birdwatching destinations like Khynalık and Laza in Guba and the Gusar regions in the north. It's not very far from Baku. It's only an hour and a half drive, and also the Beshparmak Mountains and also the Talış Mountain. Especially, I would like to mention the Beshparmak mountain area, because this is one of the few bottlenecks in the region, and a lot of bird enthusiasts are traveling already to see this region and to get to understand the flow and so on and so forth. And within this project, we are planning to host a birdwatching festival in November 2022 at the Shirvan National Park. This is organized jointly with the Minister of Ecology, and we are going to have a lot of international media and bloggers in this event too. We've been very much working closely in developing hiking trails across the northern and the western routes in Azerbaijan. These routes, we have already developed 16 hiking trails. They are passing through remote mountain villages. All of these trails have been marked and with GPS coordinated. All the difficulty levels have been assigned, and all this information can be accessed on our website. Another interesting project within this hiking trails framework is we are cooperating with the Transcaucasian trail organization, and we have developed a 97-kilometer hiking through the lush forested mountains of Sheki and Zagatala. And this why it's so interesting, because this hiking trail will start from the easternmost part of Azerbaijan, going to the westernmost part of Azerbaijan, and will be passing through greater and lesser Caucasus mountains. And currently we are also working on the new routes to further develop this project. Another interesting project I would like to mention is the slow food travel. A lot of people heard about slow food concept and about its philosophy, but first time in Azerbaijan we actually merged the slow food philosophy with slow food travel. It was a project funded also by the European Union, and within this project slow food travel in Azerbaijan has been developed as a new model for tourism, made of the meetings, knowledge sharing, experience exchanges with farmers, cheesemakers, butchers, bakers, wine growers, and other participants of the slow food chain. And we developed to make this experience accessible for everyone. Slow food travel map has been prepared, which shows the local producers to meet products to taste, and places to visit across the northwestern route of the country. It passes through the regions of Shamakh, Ismail, Gabala, Sheki, and Gah. And another exciting project we've been working on, and a lot of people who travel to Azerbaijan already heard about the mud volcanoes, because in Azerbaijan we have more than half of all the mud volcanoes in the world, and right now we are developing 12-hectare complex that will be converted into a mud volcanoes tourism complex, with walking paths, zip line, observation tower, a lot of gift shops and medicinal baths. So people who will be traveling to the mud volcanoes, they will be also able to experience this firsthand.
Thank you. Can you tell me about the biggest convention center you have in Baku or in other cities, and what kind of events they can host? And also, if you have any confirmed events for 2022.
Actually, we have very good news because recently there was a limit on the number of the participants who can join different events across Azerbaijan. That has been lifted. So right now we don't have a limit on the people joining any event. And in Azerbaijan, we built one of the state-of-the-art convention centers, not only in the region, but I can also say in Europe, that can host up to 4,000 people at the same time, and also with a lot of breakout rooms, exhibition spaces for exhibition, and also different conference halls. And also a good feature to it is that it can be complemented by the very famous Hydraliyev Center, designed by renowned architect Zaha Hadid, because they are located next to each other. And when Azerbaijan is bidding for different events of big scale, these two venues also bid together to get different events into Azerbaijan.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.